Alright, this weekend is Rally Croatia. This is the fourth round of the 2024 World Rally Championship, and it's also the fourth running of Rally Croatia as a WRC event. In the three previous runnings, we've had one win for Ogier, one for Evans, and one for Rovanperä. So this weekend we might see a fourth separate winner. We may see a repeat. Not for Rovanperä though, because he's not there. The entry list is back to normal. So last rally we had 3 Fords, whereas we only have 2 this rally. And then 3 cars for Hyundai and 3 cars for Toyota. Toyota have Elvin Evans and Takamoto Katsuta, they're 2 full-time drivers obviously, and they're joined by 8-time world champion Seb Ogier. Hyundai have Thierry Neuville, Loïc Tanak, and they're partnered with Andreas Mikkelsen on his second rally of the year, because he did Monty and he didn't do Sweden and he didn't do Safari. Ford have just their full-time drivers, Grégoire Munster and Adrien Fourmeau. On to Rally 2. Rally 2 has an absolutely massive field of 22 cars, so I'm not going to mention them all, but I'll mention the more notable ones, the ones that I think have a chance at doing well. But we never know, I don't know everything. We'll start off with French tarmac specialist Johan Bernardo. I think he's this week's man to watch. He's won the previous 2 years Rally Croatia in the Rally 2 category, and he's certainly going to be looking to make it 3 in a row this weekend. There's also his teammate Nikolai Gryzin, the other Citroen driver, who is also somewhat of a tarmac specialist. Also winner of the Safari Rally 3 or 4 weeks ago now, Gus Greensmith, who will be competing here, but he won't be scoring WRC 2 points. There's going to be 4 of the new Toyota Rally 2 cars. 2 of them are going to be run by privateers, Sami Pairi and Georg Glinnemer. Both of these drivers, however, won't be scoring points. The other 2 are going to be driven by the 2 Toyota-backed junior drivers, Kogori and Yamamoto. Last year's WRC 3 champion, Will Crichton, will be driving a Rally 2 Fiesta. 2022 WRC 2 winner, Emil Lindholm's going to be here. Other notable drivers, Larry Una, Nikolai Seamin and Pepe Lopez. Have a look at WRC 3 now. In WRC 3 field there will be all 4 FIA Rally Star drivers in their Ford Fiestas. These 4 drivers will be up against Diego Dominguez, who came second in last year's WRC 3 category. Other drivers include Eamon Kelly, Bruno Balasia and Fabio Schwartz, son of Armin Schwartz. This year's rally is actually significantly shorter than last year's at just 283 kilometres compared to last year's 301 kilometres, but it still has the same amount of stages at 20. Alright, let's see if I can do some predictions that are as good as my ones for Safari. They weren't perfect, but they're pretty good. So last year Evans won from Tanak and third was Lappi. Now Lappi's not here, so that's not going to repeat itself. I think first is going to be Ogier. It would be silly to doubt his abilities on tarmac. Yeah, he's done 2 rallies so far this year. 1, he was at Monty, but was he at Sweden? Don't know, whatever. It wasn't perfect, but I think he can do perfect here. Oh, sorry, he came second in Monty, I've got written down. Whoopsie daisies. Okay, so yeah, I think he'll win. Second, I think Evans. He won last year, but I just don't think he'll be able to beat Ogier on pure pace. But then, I know Toyota don't do team orders, but you know, if you've got Ogier leading and Evans second, it'd be pretty stupid not to swap them around, because yeah, it might piss Ogier off, but Evans is trying to fight for a championship. But we'll certainly see what happens. Evans also won last year's Japanese rally, which is also a tarmac rally, although a very different tarmac rally. It's still tarmac. And he's second in the championship at the moment. Third, Now, this was much harder to try and do, but I've decided I think Adrian Fourmeau is going to get a third podium in a row. He's on very fine form this season. He hasn't slipped up. Monty, he just started slowly and got into it. And then the last two rallies, he's been brilliant. But I think the third place is probably interchangeable between 3 or 4 different drivers. So if any of these predictions are going to be wrong, it's probably going to be that one. On to Rally 2 predictions. I'm going to predict the top 3 point scorers. So I'm going to ignore drivers like Greensmith, Pyrie and Linnemer because they're not scoring points. I'm going to start off with the first. I think Johan Rossell will win the class again. I think I wrote before Johan Bernardo. Whoops. Johan Rossell. Hopefully no one noticed. I think he's going to win again, 3 in a row. He's won the last 2. He'll do it. He came second. So he's won the last 2 Monty rallies, both tarmac rallies. I just don't think Gryzin has the consistency to beat him. He's certainly got the outright speed, but not the overall. Johan Rossell just seems to just be so consistent on tarmac, just consistently quick, which I think Gryzin can win stages, but then he'll have a stage where he just doesn't quite work, and that's why I think he'll come second. I think he'll come second. He's definitely better than what I've said for third, but yeah, just that consistency. But he could win. He could certainly win it. Third, just like Rally 1, this was a really hard decision to make. It's also interchangeable by probably more than 3 or 4 drivers. But I think it'll be Nicola Schirmin who will come third. He came 4th at Monty, so not a podium, but he came 4th. He also came 4th last time out in Kenya, and I think he'll be able to do one better here in Croatia. He won last year's Central European Rally in the WRC2 category, which is another full tarmac rally. He could do better than third, but I don't think he's going to have the outright speed or consistency to beat either of the tarmac specialised Citroens. Once again, I'm not going to predict the WRC3 category, because I simply don't know enough about the drivers. And also a lot of the drivers' abilities are pretty unknown, because a lot of them have only done 2 or 3 rallies in that category. But I hope towards the middle of the season we know a lot more about them, I know a lot more about them, and then I can start giving some guesses on how they're going to go. Rally Croatia starts with a 23.5 kilometre stage on Friday morning at 8:28 AM local time. That's it from me today, and I'll see you for my review of it after the rally.